Hello everyone, this is Siddharth and today we will be solving another question on Geek for Geeks, which is minimum swipe and k together. So what we have to do in this problem is that we have given an array and a number, and we have to find the minimum number of swipe that we have to do so that we can group together all the number which is less than or equals to k. So let's first discuss how we can solve this problem using brute force method. So in the brute force method, this is our array. In the brute force method, what we will do, we will first count the total number of elements which is less than or equals to k, which is 3 in this first example. Now we will take the length of a subarray to be 3. Now we will count all the possible subarray in this array, and we will check. Suppose the first subarray will going to be 215 6 2 1 5 6. Now what we will do, we will count total number of bad element in this subarray. Now we will the total number of swipe that we have to do in this first subarray will going to be 2, as these element is greater than or equals to k. So our swipe become minimum swipe become 2 in this case, and in this manner we will check total number of swipe in all the possible subarrays, and we will return the minimum swipes. But obviously this approach will take omega of n square of time complexity, which we don't want. We have to optimize the solution. So let's discuss let's discuss the efficient approach. So in the efficient approach, what we will be doing, instead of finding all the subarray, we will be using the sliding window technique. And first we will count the total number of good and bad element in our array, 21563. So in the start, first we will count the total number of good element, which is 3. So we have to take the our window first initial window length, or all the window length, to be 3. Now we will what we will do, in the starting window we will count the total number of bad elements. So our start window will start from 2 and end with 6. So up to here we will count total number of good and bad elements, bad elements, that will going to be 5 only. We don't have to consider 6, because as we check for 6 we will increment the bad numbers. So here the bad number is 1 only. So first we will initialize our minimum swipe to 1. You will soon know why. So now we will start traversing into our array from 2. This is our starting of our window, this is our end of our window. As we have find the total number of bad element in this subarray, in this window, now we have to only check the element going outside our window and going coming inside our window. If this element is greater than k, and obviously we have to increment a bad number counter. So in the start bad number is 1. As we encounter 6, the bad number will become 2, and we will take minimum of these two, minimum swipe and bad, which will going to be 1. Now we will move our pointer to 1 and 3, and for the start of the window, as this 2 is less than k, so we don't have to decrement our bad number counter. Now this 1 and 3 both are less than k, so we don't have to do anything. We have to do something only when we encounter the element greater than k. So our minimum swipe that we have to do will going to be 1 only, which is this 3 and 5. So in this is the approach that we will be using, and I hope that you guys now understood what is the approach. So let's move on to the coding part. If you haven't get the approach right now, soon you will know when I will do the coding part. So let's start. So first what we will be doing, so first what we will be doing, first we will initialize a variable to count the total number of good elements in our array. So good numbers, okay, that will going to be 0 in the start. Now we will start counting our good number. So for int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Now we will start counting our good number. So if in our array, if we find any element greater than less than k, then we will increment our good number variable. So good number plus plus. In this manner, we will be able to find the total number of good elements in our array. Now we have to count the total number of bad element in the starting of our window, and the window length is obviously the good numbers. So let's do it. Int bad number is equals to 0 in the start. Now we will start counting the bad elements. So int I equals to 0. I should be less than good numbers, I plus plus. Now what we will do, as soon as we find any element in this array greater than k, sorry, I greater than k, then we will increment a bad number counter plus plus. So in this manner we will able to find the total number of bad element in the starting of our window. Now what we have to do, we have to initialize our minimum swaps. So minimum swaps is equals to bad numbers in the start. We will update it as soon as we find any number of swap less than minimum swaps. Now we will start traversing into our array. So for int I is equals to 0. So this is the starting of our window. Now we have to take our end of the window as well, which will going to be j is equals to good numbers. That will going to be the end of our array. Okay, now we have to, the j should less than n, and if j is less than n, then obviously we don't have to check for I. It will going to be automatically less than j, automatically less than n, as it is smaller than j. Now let's do I plus plus j plus plus. Now we will check if our starting of our window is greater than k or not. If starting of our window is greater than k, then this element is going outside from our window. Then we have to decrement our bad number counter. Bad number. Okay. Now we will check if our end of the window is greater than k. If this is greater than k, then it is coming inside our window. So we have to increment our bad number counter. Okay. Now in the last, what we have to do, we have to update our minimum number of swaps. So minimum swaps is equals to math dot min of minimum swaps and bad number itself. Okay. Now in the end, what we have to do, we have to return minimum swaps. Okay, so the code is completed now. Let's try to run this code. Okay, this should be j is equals to good number. Now let's try to run this. Still there is okay, less than or equals to. Okay, now let's try to submit this problem. So all the test case have been processed. So thank you, see you in the next video. Bye.